and welcome to Baby Bump Tuesday. This is week 21. My overall feeling, I feel fantastic. The belly's growing every week. It's beginning to feel like it's so huge, so that's exciting. As far as symptoms, nothing really new, kind of the same old. For this Baby Bump Tuesday, I wanted to take time to talk about what you can and can't eat when you're pregnant. I'm a little frustrated and angry looking up a couple blogs online, and they're very misleading in what they say. I think I came across one article that was saying juicing raw fruits and vegetables was bad because there might be bacteria, so you should stay away from that. But drinking boxed juice and juice that's been processed and chemically enhanced and artificially colored, that's perfectly fine. And that really gets me mad because I wouldn't even drink that if I weren't pregnant, let alone now that I'm pregnant, you're telling me it's okay because it's FDA approved. Keep in mind, just because it's FDA approved does not mean it's safe to eat or drink. I don't trust labels that are FDA approved. You just gotta kind of use your common sense as to what's good and what's not. And sometimes even things that say on the box all natural are really not all natural. That's why I love shopping at Trader Joe's. So if you're looking for a good alternative or where should I buy my food from then, think about Trader Joe's. I highly recommend them. Another thing I read which got me pretty upset was a couple articles were saying that drinking green tea is bad for you during pregnancy. This gets me pretty mad because green tea has so many good benefits in it, and the only way that green tea can actually be harmful for you or the baby would be drinking more than 4 cups daily of green tea that's caffeinated. Most people don't drink more than 4 cups, so that's kind of, it shouldn't be something that should be like highlighted so much, like you shouldn't do it. Drinking 4 cups of caffeinated green tea is the equivalent of drinking 2 cups of coffee, which they do say you can drink. I believe you can get away with 200 milligrams of caffeine, and that also includes pop. You have to keep in mind pop has caffeine. Energy drinks, some of them have over the limit, so I would pretty much stay away from energy drinks. And even chocolate has caffeine in it, believe it or not. I don't think it has really high amounts, but I guess if you're eating all of that stuff, then you should probably keep track of how much caffeine you're having. But yeah, there's a couple more out there things that kind of just seem silly to me. So I'm going to take this video and let you know what you can eat and what's just completely false, or they don't specify enough of why you can't eat it. I just kind of get mad to see people misled so much and told you can't have green tea and you can't juice, but you can eat McDonald's, you know? So it kind of seems a little strange to me. So let's go on with what you have to avoid. Deli meats is a huge thing. I didn't know about this until I started looking into it, which was even before I got pregnant because it was a planned pregnancy, so I kind of looked into it before, but it was a shocker for me. But I guess deli meats you have to stay away from because they have a tendency of sometimes being found to be contaminated with, I think it's called listeria, and that can cause miscarriage, and it's really not good for the baby. They do say if you do want to eat deli meats, to cook them. That's the only way you should eat them if you really, really want to eat it. And also hot dogs kind of go in that same category. They could be contaminated. So if you do decide to eat hot dogs, make sure they're fully cooked. That's pretty much all for deli meats. I've kind of stayed away from them. Every now and then I might have it, but I haven't really eaten deli meat in a while. Another thing is some fish, particularly large fish, which I've never really eaten before anyway, so I guess I'm safe in that case. There's swordfish, tilefish, and shark. So yeah, I don't think I've ever eaten any of those, but you really shouldn't eat them because they could be high in mercury, sorry. And then there are some fish that you can eat that are a bit on the safer side, but you should still do it in moderation, and that would be catfish, cod, salmon, and tuna. I like tuna every now and then, and I like salmon every now and then, but I probably have it like 3 times a month, so not that often. But if you do like sushi is a huge thing you kind of have to stay away from, which comes to my next thing, raw meats and sushi. A lot of uncooked foods carry bacteria, and that's kind of why they're saying stay away from it. So it's pretty much not healthy. It's not good for you or the baby. So I would stay away from that as well. Then there's too much caffeine. There was a myth that you couldn't have any caffeine, and also going into green tea, but it's not true. They have proven that 200 milligrams of caffeine daily is safe, which is about 2 cups of coffee and 4 cups of caffeinated green tea. Now keep in mind, I'm probably going to post a picture of all the things that have caffeine in them, because as I mentioned before, there are a couple energy drinks that pass the limit, and you would think, oh, it's this tiny little can, I should be fine, but you don't realize that it's almost like 300 milligrams, and then you probably have coffee or something as well, thinking it's okay. So too much caffeine is not good, but you can have some caffeine. I shouldn't have to say this one. Alcohol is the next one. You get your crazy aunts or older people that tell you, oh, you can have one, it's okay, you know, one every now and then, and they might be right, but I personally wouldn't feel right doing it. I would feel too guilty. And I've already told my husband, like, I used to like the coffee. I kind of limited that too, because I've just grown to love my baby so much that I don't want to harm her in any way. And so for me, kind of staying away from things that I used to enjoy that I know aren't that good anymore for the baby has become a lot easier, just because of the love I have for my child now. So I think if you're afraid of the things you need to give up, a good advice would be that you will start to grow to love your baby, and it'll all become so easy to give up. That's what I experienced. Another thing to give up is soft cheeses. This one got me kind of confused too. The biggest ones are feta cheese and Mexican cheese. The little like round ones, if you're Mexican you know what I'm talking about. We added like in beans and pretty much in everything. I didn't realize that that was not good for me, so that was kind of a shocker, something good to know. They do say that if they're pasteurized, made from pasteurized milk, it should be okay for you. But I pretty much just stay away from cheese. I'll go into more detail in my blog of which cheeses they say. I think they have a couple brands out there that they say to stay away from. So in my blog, I'll go ahead and write those in. But yeah, that's about it. So to kind of sum things up, stay away from raw or undercooked meat. Stay away from hot dogs, lunch meats, soft cheeses, something you would find around the deli section, alcohol, fish, seafood, and too much caffeine. Everything else, kind of use a common sense, like, does this seem right, does it seem wrong, because there's so many blogs out there that are misleading, and it really got me mad to read some of them, because they're telling people to not eat this, but eat something that, to replace it, something that's really bad for you, that I wouldn't even recommend having, whether you're pregnant or not. So this Baby Bump Tuesday was more of a warning. I just wanted to make clear what you can and can't eat. There aren't that many things that you can't eat, so stay away from those blogs that have like 30 things that you're supposedly not supposed to eat, because chances are they're misdirecting you. You're just pregnant. It's not some huge thing. It's most things you wouldn't consume too much of anyway, because they're not healthy for you. It's just you're taking a precaution now that you're pregnant. If I did keep anything out that you think is really important, please go ahead and comment below. I'd love to hear, and I'm sure everyone else would love to hear. If you have any questions, also comment below. I do try to respond to every single person that comments, unless, and there are some of you that have commented on my video, but you don't have a reply button. I don't know if it's your settings, so make sure to check your settings, because I can't reply to you if you're on private. So yeah, go ahead and write me, and until next Baby Bump Tuesday, stay beautiful. Bye!